Hello, and welcome to From Glory to Glory Ministries with Tina Howard. Look, I voted. I hope you have too, and if you haven't yet, then I want to help you today with some of the ballot information. So first I want to remind you that you can early vote, as I have, and I'll tell you this, it took me 16 minutes to vote when I did. 16 minutes. This morning when I went to church prayer, which I'm recording this on Saturday, you'll get it on Tuesday, but others were talking about the time that they spent in line. 11 minutes, I believe one said 15 minutes, and mine was 16. So it's not a hard process, and just go vote. Please do. But I want to give you some information today that's going to help you be a little bit more informed about the amendments that are on the back of your ballot. Also, I want to remind you of the times that you can go early vote, and that is at the Hardin County Government Center at 150 Provident Way in E-Town. You can vote Monday through Friday from 8 to 4, Saturdays 7 to 11 a.m. So please go do it. And also, last week I had to make a comment about the change that was made the very day that my video premiered. The Hardin County clerk was able to add in some more polling stations on Election Day, November 3rd. And so those will also be on your screen, but just to let you know what they are, and of course will still be at the Hardin County Government Center. The time will be from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Tuesday, November 3rd. Then you'll also be able to vote at Creekside Elementary Gym in Sonora, North Hardin High School Gym, that's in Radcliffe, Kentucky, and Lakeside Elementary Gym in Cecilia on Election Day. And that will be from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So there are several things that you're voting for, as we talked about last week. You're voting for the president, the vice president, senators, all the way down, city councilmen. You're voting for a lot of positions. And we're also voting on 2 proposed amendments to our Kentucky Constitution. So I've done some research, and I just want you to be informed about what is on your ballot and maybe help you make a decision about how you will vote. So there's 2 amendments, as I said. The first one is Marcy's Law, Amendment 1. So what I intend to do is tell you what the amendment is, and then the pros and cons of the information that I have gathered. I went online and I looked. I also inquired of a couple of public officials, and I watched a video even on the second amendment. So I feel like I have, put some effort into it so I can help you be informed. So first one is the Amendment 1. It's Marcy's Law, and this is a bipartisan effort to ensure victims' rights in our Constitution. There are other states in the United States that have already enacted this, or that they are proposing a change to their constitutions as well. There are right now over 100 statutes already on the books concerning crime victims. But many don't know about those rights, and they don't know about those statutes. And so this is an effort to make victims aware of their rights and with the statutes, the laws that are in their favor. So it's an attempt to empower victims. To give a little history about this, it was actually on our ballot in 2018, and we as the voters, we approved it, but shortly thereafter, the Kentucky Supreme Court struck it down because of vague wording. Then it went back to committee and passed the Senate committee in August, and now it is back on the ballot for us to vote on how we want it in the state of Kentucky. So I'm going to give you some pros to that. Pros is that the victims of crime, they should be aware of the rights that they have, and they should be aware of proceedings and in the criminal case, and the right to be heard at critical stages in the criminal proceedings. I've seen where some didn't know when the person that committed a crime against one of their family members, they were getting out of jail or prison, and the family did not know. that that was happening. And this would help ensure that the family or that the person that was the crime was committed against, that they would be aware of what was going on in the criminal proceedings. This is a quote that I got from an elected official. I asked their opinion, and so I'm going to just read what they said. Victims' views and perspectives, while not controlling the prosecution, are critical in a properly balanced system of justice, and to ensure that important facts of the case are not overlooked in a very busy criminal justice system. And while many of these rights are already in statute, it is important to elevate them to constitutional protections, so any changes to them must come back to the people for a vote. And then also another pro reason to vote yes is that a crime victim's level of anxiety is lessened because they're a part of the process. Now, there are some cons, of course, to this proposed amendment to our Constitution, so I want to give those to you. Prosecutors are already doing most of the things required by this amendment, and so there's no need to add them in there and to change our Constitution. There are also victims advocates that are already available to victims of crime. Furthermore, making these constitutional rights will increase cost. The financial burden of this could be very overwhelming. I looked online, and like, for instance, in North Dakota, where they have a quarter of the population that we have here in the state of Kentucky, it costs them an estimated $2 million a year just for this. In North Carolina, it required $16.4 million to implement and $30.5 million to fully fund in subsequent years. And then lastly, giving alleged victims these rights inherently interferes with the rights of the defendant who has not been found guilty yet. In America, we believe that you are innocent until proven guilty. And so giving victims rights before someone has been formally charged with a crime is taking away that person's rights. So there's both ways to look at this, and so I just want you to be informed. And it's interesting to me that in my research that both the ACLU and the Tea Party are against this amendment. I found that very interesting. So if you want to do some more research, there is a website. It's victimsrightskentucky.com. So victimsrightskentucky.com, and that will be on your screen as well. The Second Amendment would raise the years required for lawyers to become a judge and increase the term of a commonwealth attorney and district judges to 8 years to match the terms in all other judges in the court of justice. So I have pros and cons. The pro is that very few attorneys are ready to be a judge after only 2 years, which is the law right now. And this would raise it to 8 years. And also, so that would increase and improve our judiciary if a lawyer had to be actually practicing law longer to become a judge. And also, it would equate the terms of the Commonwealth attorneys with circuit judges, making it easier to reallocate scarce judicial resources by making it easier to re-circuit judicial districts to better balance caseloads among judges. Now, I read that because that was a quote from a official that I asked their opinion about that. The con, and online I looked, of course, I've told you that. So Senator Will Schroeder, he voted against the bill back in 2018, and he said he supports the fact that a lawyer would need to practice 8 years before they could be a judge. But he said 8-year terms are really long for any judge and for any elected official in Kentucky. So that's a quote from, he's a lawyer and he is also a senator. And so I've given you information, pros and cons. I've tried to help you understand the amendments. When you turn your ballot over, if you haven't already voted, it's the whole backside of the page about the 2 amendments. It's a lot of reading. And so hopefully I have helped you maybe summarize a little bit and give you some pros and cons that will help you make an informed decision. Okay, because amending your Constitution is a very serious deal. So let's make sure that we make the right decision about that. So I hope you found the information beneficial to you and helpful, and help you to discern when you go to vote in this election cycle. If you have found this information helpful, please like the video. And of course, I'm always asking if you would share it. And please, if you have not subscribed, please do that. And then check the little bell, ring it, and it will always then let you know, YouTube will let you know when I have uploaded a new video. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you again next week on From Glory to Glory Ministries with Tina Howard.